Ah, my dear Nep.
How did you...
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed which is why I came.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosaletaport.
I was.
Then I have questions.
Gladly. There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers.
2,000?
And I'm afraid...
A fleet sailing south past Port...
Forgive me.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dalmekian fleet, come here and I'll... It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift, and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
So it was the Waludas who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange. The men seemed almost as if they believed, or were made to believe.
And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the... It may well have gone cold by now. But as they say in the...
As luck would have it, I had intended to...
I'd be glad of the come. Give me a moment to make ready.
Very well, but...
And how may I assist you today? What is it that you wish to learn? Here's the latest information I have. Very good.
Mid's finished outfitting her little workshop, I hear. With a little help from Sid, of course.
Otto.
You're not going...
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. I won't risk any more than I have to.
The Lanza and the Fang are all cooked. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dallin.
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's. And only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that they used to. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid.
Thanks.
So, what about...
Don't look so worried.
Thanks for...
Gav, Otto,
you can count on.
All right, Uncle.
We shall. I was a young man when last I walked this path. There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is. Come on.
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark 'em well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands. Many years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way together, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang.
He let me come with you.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, bawling like a babe.
Who do you think those are?
So, Lord Cook.
Ah, there she is. The good old Dalamil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
Look, there. Those are ashen steeds. No doubt about it.
And such a long ride from Stone here. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
Good day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
2 bowls of that, then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
Your pal?
Would you rather be my squire?
Your Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. But you must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Cooker, then.
Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you!
Uncle?
Sorry.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads, but we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two.
Come on.
Friend.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Friend. Stay back, Uncle.
Gladly. Diablo! Thank you!
Try it.
Bravo, my boy! Just like that!
You're finished! It's you.
For your trouble. Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
Now's our chance. Your Grace?
I'm fine.
Clive? What is it now?
It's nothing. Let's go.
we didn't know where to find Kupka before, we do now.
The Rawlers said it themselves. Their guest. It's in the Fang. We should press on before...
Ah, it would seem Lord Cook...
We have to get through.
Not by...
By guile, then. Perhaps that...
Rosina, but how will we find her?
And that she was working with Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means. The wealth... I'll wager this Rosina Dalamel is the same.
That would certainly help to...
And that's exactly...
Wait, incense! What candle?
Light it, for Gilbert's sake! You're a bad...
Anything I can... Allow me. My good man, we're seeking to expand our business...
Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets, and our smithies. I suppose you could do worse than start your search at one of...
Thank you. Oh,
No.
well...
What do you want?
I won't keep you long. A woman by the name of Rosina Dalamel.
Never heard of her.
One more question. If I wanted to find the richest trader in town...
Oh, that's easy. The Briar's Kiss. Won't find a finer smithy this side. The owner's only a young sprig. But he's got all the...
The Briar's Kiss, you said?
I doubt this young sprig is the person we're looking for. You said Sid's contact was likely to be an influential sort. Influence comes with age and experience. Believe you me.
Can I help?
Yes, a long-standing pillar.
Then you should ask for... He's been here for years. Knows the... Try the baths.
Thank you. Well, it sounds like we have our man.
Perhaps. Let's go and find out exactly what this Furder knows.
Hanging lanterns, keep the darkness from your door.
Excuse me.
I am.
I hope so. You've lived here for some time. Do you know Rosina Dalamel?
And what business do you have?
She was a close friend of mine.
Very well. Go to the bordello. I'll arrange.
Do you think we can trust him?
Only as far as I think you trust.
So you're the ones who've been sniffing around?
I beg your pardon?
Don't play the stick your nose in our business and you're likely to lose.
Master Rosfield!
Who are you working for? Him or her?
He wanted us to test...
Though one could hardly call that...
Lord Furder?
Look what the...
Your skill with the blade is rare. A fitting talent.
You know who I am. So what now? Call in the men of the Rock and...
That isn't my decision. Our work is done. Take him to meet his precious Rosina.
Yeah. To the Lock of Leisure, then.
To the Lock of Leisure?
Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
Take a sniff, good sir.
My carpets have...
Is this the place?
Lubo's Forge. The Briar's Kiss.
Ah, so it was the young sprig after all. So much for Rosina Delamil being a woman of experience. How wrong I was.
It was an easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been years since Sid last saw her. Sorry, him. Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means. I'd say he deserves our respect.
See that he gets it. Lubor, Lord Furder told me to bring them to you.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second?
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity? Why, trust. Everyone knows that. Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I, too, have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
Let's leave this mummer to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
So, what do we need to do to earn your trust?
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Ha! Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want. Always.
Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're going to listen to this swaggering scruff!
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's would seek assurances of strangers. Assuming he is an ally, of course. 5 years ago, he would have still been a boy.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man, 5 times my age? But enough of the pleasantries. I want you to put an end to the trouble and return to me when you have done so, and you shall have my aid.
What trouble? If you're going to give us all...
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with honey than with vinegar.
Watched it.
My apologies. Follow the crystal. Oh, but that was
Ha! It will be easy. Solving it. Let us divide our forces, Clive.
I thought we were the only ones causing trouble in Delamil. Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard that?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thief. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cup. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share, and it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either.
Do you have a moment?
Depends what for.
Just a question. Dalamil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way.
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fangful. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need. The men of the Rock throw their money about.
Is that so?
Needed to a silken... You wouldn't believe how much he gave me.
Well, I hope you gave as good as you got.
What can I do for you, soldier?
I'm...
Then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men of the Rock.
You have...
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered. Don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. No, just leave.
I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
What was all that crashing and banging about before?
It's you. What do you want?
I'm looking for my...
The gentleman who was with you.
Thank you.
Let me treat you.
Will this suffice as a deposit?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with.
All right, but not here.
What are you doing up? Care to explain why you're giving gift?
Fate, my boy. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets as to where I might put... I had no luck, of course. It's a bit, but my uncharacteristic indiscretion. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystal...
So the pearl.
I thought they'd ask for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch a small price to pay. But enough about my little act of subterfuge.
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been... I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning...
I'll wager.
We'll meet with them then, and put an end to the...
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this... It just goes to show, one should... I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy. Far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support if things turn sour.
Of course.
The inn's a mess of blood-soaked splinters, thanks to you. The least you can do is let us clean up in peace. I told the guards...
Crashing and banging about before.
as he does it.
Straight home now.
I'll take it from here.
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord. You've brought your contribution?
All the silver and stones I could scrape together at such short notice?
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes? If you've no objections, I'd like to see the crystal.
Of course. Right this way, my lord.
Not bad at all. You weren't lying about the clarity. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I that it wouldn't be seized as property of the Republic?
Because these crystals are no longer the property of the Republic. You're not buying from us. You're buying from them.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, now that our price has been met.
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why, to collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, and so they end, being such good friends. And now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound not to interfere.
Did you get all that?
My lord!
Double-crossing dogs! Kill them! Kill them both! Titan!
It's not over yet, Uncle! Good! I'm just getting warmed up!
You're finished! Enough! Get him! To me, please!
Well, how'd you like my performance, huh?
Greybeard, you were magnificent. Such a shame you didn't have more of an audience, but...
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid I hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly.
This was the trouble you spoke of. The men... Well...
Indeed, the people of Dalamil had scarcely any means of redress against Kupka's men. Until you... Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Clive.
So, Sid the Second is a Clive?
I suppose it could have been worse.
Well, Clive, you held up your end of the bargain. To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed to deal, and those left behind have been encouraged to...
Thank you. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust?
Oh.
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield.
No. Thank you very much, Greybeard.
Of all the...
Here. Any friend of mine who sees you with it shall...
Thank you.
And please, tell them that Rosina Dalamil is back in bed with Sid.
Omia los delan. Tu isakelis.
I'm trusting you, Sid. Or should I say, Clive? So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold. Well then, I wish you a safe journey south.
Thank you.
Not at all.
Come on, Uncle.
I've never even forged a button.
I wouldn't put it...
Oh, sorry. I'm Sava, soon to be formed. People are... He wants me to make a carving. I don't suppose...
I'm afraid.
Never mind.
I could give you a... I know how busy the Briar's Kiss has been. And that Lubor needs all the capable hand...
I'd be a...
So...
Good question. And then there's this little riddle to keep in mind.
The way I see it, there's only one way we'll be solving... We need information.
You're right. No. There's plenty of folk in Dal. There's the butcher. Of course, they're bound to have an opinion or two. All right. I'll talk to every cook I can find. You speak to the butcher.
All right.
Let's hope there's some...
Trust Lubor to take a simple test and turn it into a riddle. I'd better get to it.
The finest fabrics, fresh from the...
Welcome, sir.
A question. I need to know what makes a good...
You a blacksmith or something?
Something.
Fair enough. First and foremost, it's got to hold an edge. Most knives will make it through fat, no problem, but sinew dulls cheap steel in no time. Give me a blade which can slice through anything that crosses my chopping block.
So a knife that stays sharp.
Lights! Rods! Holes and masons! Everything I've worked for. All those years of... The baths are closed. On second thought, perhaps you...
That depends on...
I'd have you save my business. The baths. The water's turned scalding hot and all the crystals in Dalimil... I've no doubt that my woes stem from... But I can't go and investigate for fear of my custom. I'm bound to these baths.
All right.
Wonderful. Leave the market by the south gate. These baths are all that my life...
Silver platters. Wait inside.
Ah, they've opened the gate.
Lubor was true to his word.
If you can't even fill my cup,
A 1,000 gil for a measly bunch of...
I'll be asking for you again.
Take a sniff, good sir.
My carpet!
Is it true what I'm hearing? That the men of the rock were carting for crystals for themselves?
You're going to drink my pockets. I need to drink.
Fucking men of the wrong.
Finally, we'll be able to get what's worth.
What is it? Sorry.
Hunter?
I have a question. Can you
Has to be able to put up with some punishment. Can't be your knife snaps every time you use it.
Thank you.
All business, eh? Man after my own heart.
So, a carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation. Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
Anything I can interest you in? My thanks. Here you are. Thank you for your custom.
Well,
Hanging lanterns, keep the darkness... Just look at the deep... Made from the stoutest stoneware. Kneaded to a silken softness.
So, how did you learn anything useful?
Only that
All the cooks said too heavy and they...
So we're no better off. Perhaps Lubor didn't mean anything with his... But that can't be right. I've bandied enough words with the man to know... No.
No doubt you're right. I have to make a start soon.
Agreed.
Right. Trouble is, it's either durable, or meaning someone is gonna be...
Is there no one else you can turn to?
The other apprentice. A merchant. A favourite of Forge Master Lubor's. I bet she'd know...
Is it true? What I'm hearing?
The finest
Yes,
fabric.
they're quite sought after. The juiciest meat for breeds.
Lights and pots!
My carpets have pride of...
Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Deal with any Imperial reprisals.
Any luck?
What I asked her. If you're looking to make a knife that will impress, they're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, but adamantite ore is unique to ash. So
And it's beyond my skill.
Unique to ash. Are there any materials unique to Dalamil? Something which could be mixed with iron to...
What are you getting at?
You said the Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps...
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always lime. Folk first settled Dalamil, and if you know the...
Bloody hell! I don't suppose you know...
It's hardly my speciality, but I...
Looks like I've got some learning, Clive.
The limestone. Besides, I want to know if this is the answer to Lubor's little...
You'll have no trouble finding lime.
Then I suppose...
Right you are.
This is no good. I was hoping...
Is it true what I'm hearing?
My carpet.
Take a sniff, good sir. Fresh bread, warm from the oven. Made from the stoutest stoneware. Sweet in... That's what candle.
We should get going soon.
Ah, I'm not too late.
What is it, Lubor?
A question that I neglected. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang.
Then allow me. Drake's Fang is currently... Talmeki and Waloed are allies, and as you've said, no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make...
Not by choice.
And there's more. My man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for... I fear there may be more trouble. If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one... I've lost one Cid already.
I don't plan on dying.
Well...
Drake's Fang should be just beyond these springs. Shall we press on?
One rock looks a lot like another. But hopefully this is what Seven needs.
Come on, girl. The gate's open now. We can press on.
What the hell are those things?
By the flames. That explains the heat.
Proto! Stay down! Now, Morgul!
Let's cool things down a bit. Let's hope it's enough to keep the baths from boiling.
Ready, go?
There it is. Drake's Fang.
Kupka will be hiding inside.
Along with goodness knows how many guards, all on highest alert. You'll need to keep your wits about you if you're to reach him. So be careful.
I will, Uncle.
Before you go, Clive, allow me to apologize. After what befell at Phoenix Gate and the crisis that followed in its wake, I fled. I retreated to my counting house and danced attendance upon the vicereine in the hope it would bring me favor. I betrayed my nation to save my skin, like the coward I am. And I'm sorry.
Uncle, please.
It's not too late, Clive. Rosaria is yours by right, and there are those that would help you to take it back. Had I the courage of my brother, I might already have done so. But that ship has sailed. You, however...
No. Forgive me, but I cannot. I fight to build a new world now. A better world. Where men can live and die on their own terms. I was raised in a nation that strove to improve the plight of bearers. Only later did I realize that spark of freedom did not arise by chance, but was kindled by my father. You would see me follow in his footsteps. And that is exactly what I mean to do. Not by ruling Rosaria, but by extending his ideals to the whole of the Twins. Though every soul in the realm may judge my actions heresy, I am certain my cause is just.
You really are just like him, you know? Thank you, Clive, for coming back to me. I am proud to call you nephew. Well then, this is where we must part ways. Wish me luck in convincing my Canvarian friend to share his considerable talents. I mean to plunder his coffers and prove myself worthy of a place in your merry band. Till then, my boy.
Till then. Go safely, Uncle.
And you, nephew. We have much to catch up on, you and I. I shall expect you to regale me with the tales of all your adventures when next we meet. You can regale me too, Torgal.
I'm coming for you, Kupka.
This is no good.
Is it true what I'm hearing?
I wasn't sure how much but I hope this is...
You are... You and that merchant boat, she's... Now, time... A knife forged from the very...
It's a fine...
That sounds like my cue.
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubor.
Let's take a look. First things first, Sava, do you... What do... It's sharp-ish, but it won't last. And it's heavy. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hit... It looks like someone paid a visit to the terrace. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that...
And I was so...
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick. Next question. How much do you think I would charge?
Well,
And who would... The butcher? The hunt? Dalamilla's home to humble traders, not wealthy lords. Rule number 1 in any business, Sava.
Yes, Forge Master.
This is just about... I'd say you're worth keeping around a little. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an...
I will. What would you do if...
I'd do what I always do. If it was for the butcher, I'd... For the hunter, I'd make it as tough. For the cook, light as a... And for the nobleman...
There goes a master.
It looks like congratulations.
I couldn't have done it without so much for the Forge Master. The spirit of Dalamil had... Meaning... I had...
You've passed your test.
And when I do...
Take a sniff, good sir. Kneaded to a silken softness.
Made from the stoutest
There
stone.
he is. The man who... I was hoping we'd be... The baths grow more bearable by the...
I'm glad to hear.
Now.
Not what I...
You tell a fine story. That's not to... But I... Right.
has a rat done to me? Out of my sight, witch! I'll kill you, Rossfield! I'll rip out your heart! I'll tear you limb from limb!
Peace, Hugo. The table shan't hurt you any longer.
He sought to humiliate me. Me! If you hadn't interfered, he would be dead!
You truly believe you would have triumphed had the battle continued?
Titan would have ground him into dust!
And how would he have done that without his head?
Shut up!
You weren't strong enough, and you call yourself a dominant. Or rather, you did.
You mock me, Harbert.
Do you see, Hugo? You are weak.
Fuck!
But so long as that fire burns within you, there is still hope. There may yet be a way for you to take your revenge.
Tell me, what must I do? Please, I'll do anything. Just tell me.
The heart.
What of it?
A Mother Crystal's heart is the most concentrated source of ether in all creation. Perhaps you could take advantage of that. Of course, the crystal would not yield her blessing to any ordinary man. But then, you are no ordinary man, are you, Hugo? Clive Rossfield stole your power, but others have suffered a similar fate, and still managed to find the strength to conjure their icon. Like Benedicta Harmon. She too drank of the ether and gained a power beyond human understanding.
She did? Benedicta. Benedict. I'll do it. My love. I'll avenge you.
Run along now, Hugo. You need only follow the light. Muthos is here. Very well, it shall be so. You may leave everything to me, Your Majesty.
Did the Royalists bring them from Ash? The Beastmen part of the Waluda army now. How the hell did that happen?
They spotted us. With me, Titan! Stay down!
Taken over the entire mine. Stay down! It's over! So much for the men of the Rock. Dhalmekia's finest. should never have left Ash. This must be the way out. Be sneaking past this one. How did it get in here?
Farewell.
That's better. By the flames.
Come on, Torgal.
Kupka never did do things by halves. As if taking the Mother Crystal for his own wasn't enough. He had to build his castle in it.
Let the trial begin.
What the hell?
With me, Torgal. Fight!
dreams were expected.
So this is the power of Mythos.
Did the orcs do this too? What the hell is going on? Are these things here for me? Or for him? First orcs, now these nightmares. Is this your doing, Ultima? No holding back. You've been busy, Kupka. But where did you go? The heart. He's in the sanctuary. I can feel it. Come on, Toggle. Just what I needed. That better be the last of them.
Benedicta, my everything. I've missed you so much. Kuka! I swear to you, my love, we will never be parted again.
What's wrong with him?
You got away from her! Benedicta! I'll kill you, Roswell!
Oh shit, he's priming.
So could I!
Let's give this a try. Not bad.
Latimer. What do you want?
Your soul is tainted with worthless human will, yet your thirst for power remains undiminished. With every sip you take, you grow in strength, and soon you shall achieve perfection.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You will accept us, Mythos. It is inevitable. You were created for this purpose, and you shall serve it.
Never!
Fight it, Clive! Don't let him in!
Consciousness. We see now. Human will is so insubstantial it cannot exist in isolation. You mitigate its weakness by interweaving it with your consciousness. We believed we had merely to purge you of your will to claim our vessel. It appears we first have to sever every thread of the consciousness that supports it. No matter. The time to build a new world is not yet upon us. We will contemplate.
Thank you, Joshua.
One can no more command the power of ether by drowning in its flood than one can constrain the tides by standing in the sea. I had thought Hugo wiser than this, but it seems his head was full of rocks after all.
Titan was strong.
Your Majesty.
But Mythos is stronger. For 5 years, that man lived only for revenge. Clinging fast to a fiction, even as it swept him into the abyss. One cannot change one's nature through force of will alone. Only the Almighty can do that.
Hugo Kupka, the man who gave his life for a woman's head. A fool like all the rest.
The death of a mother crystal should be so beautiful.
Some medicine, my lord? I have salves, potions, anything you need.
Stop bothering me, urchin, or you'll feel the back of my hand.
You must consider your health, my prince. If a show of force is needed to keep the Dalmex at bay, you may trust in your dragoons. I beg you to call on Bahamut only as a last resort. His strength comes at too great a cost.
The Empire agreed to an armistice with the Republic, and yet the Emperor still plots its ruin. For now, the Dalmex suspect nothing, and as long as I can hold their gaze, war need not be inevitable. But more than that, Bahamut is the champion of the Empire. When our people look to the heavens, the sight of him gives them hope. Forgive me, Terence. Would that you were my master. But alas.
I will always be your loyal servant.
Should the Council's brazen maneuvering prompt the Republic to tear up their own treaty and launch a new assault, our soldiers would advance to meet them, cutting across the Central Isles, but not in time to prevent their forces from breaching the southern defenses and storming Twinside. And so the capital would become a battlefield. Thousands of innocents would die. I cannot allow that to happen.
There is one small mercy, at least. You will not be forced to do battle with Titan.
Would that I could avoid doing battle at all.
1,000 pardons, Your Highness.
What is it?
Olivier has been made Emperor. What is the meaning of this? My father's orders. What were they? Quickly!
Yes, Your Highness. His Radiance requests that Your Highness maintain position here and...
Ah! Terence.
Yes, my prince.
I must go to the palace.
I'll ready your steed.
What is it now?
Forgive the intrusion, Your Highness.
I know you.
At ease.
We stand in the presence of the Phoenix. You wouldn't want to get your fingers burned.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Not at all. Though I admit, I did not expect such a distinguished guest.
How many years has it been since the Remembrance ceremony? 20?
I thought you long dead. Do I address a ghost?
Many have told me that I look like one. But no. I'm alive. Just. Prince Dion of the House Lesage, I have a tale to tell you.
Better give Otto the good news.
It's a massing at every border crossing.
Clive, you're back.
I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more.
Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's Fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
It's a long story.
One for the history book.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back. You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto, any word on the Royalist movement?
Shouldn't you be putting your...
Thank you.
Ah, the conquering hero... The scent of...
The very same, but whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to... as did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waluders must have ferried them over from Ash, but why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home? The mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall. It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of one can often be led astray, but one must instead see... The kingdom of Walud claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Walud shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Walud? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waluda standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to... If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. The wounds he left that night are still raw. Especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Consider it the price.
I've never known you to be sent.
What can I say? I am only...
I suppose.
Well, someone looks
Nothing escapes you, it's true.
No more looking over our shoulders, then. Good. We're starting to get a crick in my neck.
Blackthorn.
What is it?
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kukra is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. Under a new Cid.
I'll try to live up to the name.
Clive? What's Sancthornian, dear? And?
Well, don't just stand there gawping. It'd better all be here. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Ah!
No.
Oh my. Can it really be true?
Look, he's crying. He is. The big...
And with good reason, children. There shall be no lessons today, only Thanksgiving and...
All right. Brilliant.
Finally.
It does.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait.
Hippocrates. I need to know what he is.
Alas. No. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him.
Alas, it seems you are the only one. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection, but until I do...
Thank you. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
How good it is to see you, Clive. I have a few new notes that might interest you. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
I'm never drinking again.
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips.
We're seeing troops amassing.
Here for another of my lectures. What is it that you wish to learn? Here's the latest information I have. The state of the realm is changing, Clive. Ah, my favorite pupil. What is it that you wish to learn? Study it well, Clive. The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive. And how may I assist you today? So what of its parliament, which leaves but... What is it that you wish to learn? The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. All done?
You barely sat down since you came home.
Just spreading.
So,
No.
Ah, but I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway, not least of all Sid. Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tong down at that workshop of hers.
Very well.
Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon. All right, Clive?
I'm going to visit Sid.
Sorry, I've got to get this thermal displacement stack.
And
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through and those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood. And more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is. Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops...
Probably best to take it one piece.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and show these to Blackthorn. He'll know.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Out with it.
It's the mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Go on then.
She said you would know.
Krieger's Tate. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make... And I'll need help. Get Gavin Otto in here.
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Still, if that's what it takes to get to...
And,
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about, which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Valcroy. Stud. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying.
Well, we'll get it. One of us should probably give you an anchor.
And the other can go and get the rest.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's... You going after... Which one of these...
Gav.
All right, then. So,
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Valcroy.
Southern reaches of the Valcroy, eh? I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a
All right.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blackthorn's supply.
You two, eh? Don't go letting them fleece you.
Fleece me?
In your own time. Clive. So, what'll it be? Bring me the materials, and I'll think about it. And how am I meant to do that, then? That it? Fine.
And what can I do for you? Go on, then. You'll not find a better price than that. It's rubbing me blind, you know.
You look like you could do with a drink. Shout if you need topping up.
Oh, you're not leaving already, are you? Thank you, Clive. Not just from me, but from Kenneth, too.
They're looking down on us now and smiling. I'm smiling.
The nobleman who...
visited.